best family, best people, wherever you are coming from. Thank you very much for you being tuned. And we are starting this kind of the video coming out. It has been raining cats and dogs, east, west, south, and no much of the hesitation much we're talking about. Thank you very much for the rain. Thank you for rain. Thank you for mine. Thank you for so much time we got. Woo woo. Thank you for rain. Thank you for rain again to A, woo woo, again to B, exactly. As we're gonna be checking into this kind of the area, we are having much of water getting in and making sure that the fish pond is increasing. That is the best moment that we are looking forward up to make sure that everything is adding up here, guys. And to the real fact of the time here, we have much of the things to entail and make sure that we're going to be getting onto the spot right now here. And yeah, guys, it's raining here, and I have an emergency a little bit to make sure that I'm attending to. For the real fact is because the police, they brutally manhandled me, and they fold me down. So I'm still having much of the problem with my knee. So I'm just this way is called. So guys, I'm getting I'm feeling very bad in terms of the knee. So I have to go for a much of the checkup, because I was a little bit by standing at my home a little bit to have some cherishment here and there. I've got that I could not withstand this kind of the talk about the injury, because it's so bad and to me yet up to today. So I'm gonna be getting to, it's raining here, cats and dogs a little bit, but it cannot by fault me not to reach where the destination is. And it's the first time I'm reaching to Nyabohanse for a while right now, and I'm gonna be coming out from Nyabohanse so as I can just get a very much checkup for today, and which is the best moment that I wanna be having. So keep it tuned. It's raining so hard, very hard here in Africa right now. It's just raining every time. It's raining now and then, and I want to make sure that everything is coming to you live, which is one-on-one. So keep it tuned, keep it locked. It's underscore Ginto back again. Let me check on what is really happening to the region of right now, and this is just the beginning. Oh, it's now getting low a little bit, and so let me get there so I can just know, is it getting very cool. So guys, the water I can just talk is some people are very hashish, and to the real fact is they ever messed with my leg, and that is the real fact. And when we talk about it, I said one day I'm gonna be meeting this kind of the people one-on-one, because it doesn't have oh, some of the people are having some problems here. Exactly. So we are having much of the good time here to share and make sure that everything is so fantastic. I don't fear the rain. This is the nature. You have to understand the nature how it comes. So it's going to be coming so much by right now here. I have to make sure that everything is so fantastic. Woo! Exactly. Guys, it's raining in Nyabohanse a little bit. I will have such kind of a shelter so as you can just understand such kind of the thing. Buddha! Wagwan. So a little bit now I'm getting to at the hospital a little bit here, so make sure that everything is so fantastic. So as far as everything is in concern, I understand how the things are just moving, because here in town right now everybody's talking about, oh, this kind of the guy, pop, pop. Everything gonna be coming to you live, which is one-on-one, and I should be punctual right now, you know. In Nyabohanse everything gonna be dismantling. Some of the boys can talk about, oh, this is how they're gonna be going, this is gonna be going, and the drainage system in Nyabohanse is very poor. That's the real fact that is always going here. So let's check what is happening, and I'm getting to the town and get some of the 2-3 things to have manhandle, and 2 other things here. Wagwan. Get the town here a little bit. Yeah, so guys, as everything is in concern, I know much of the spice we're going to talk about. Oh, this kind of the boy is back to the detention here. But there's nothing can just have to hinder me not to move from one position to another, to make sure that everything is coming to you live, which is one-on-one. But the music is roaming here a little bit, but I'm going to be getting into the hospital. Buddha. Wagwan. Niaje. I tal kuruka. Yeah. Mwambia na come. So guys, I'm getting to town here a little bit here, so as I can just have some 2-3 things here, so as I can just know what to do and how to do it at the specific time here. So I know much of the people are talking, oh, Ginto is the one who is making this and this. Mademu na madogi, I'm coming. Hey, I'm coming. Let me visit here. I'm coming. Exactly. So guys, I'm getting much of the tension here because I'm going to be getting to the hospital here a little bit. So I can just check what is really happening here. Waangulia. Wategeru muzigo. I'm getting to the hospital here a little bit so I can just check on 2-3 things here a little bit. So, Nyabwase, fantastic. Here we go. Mambo. Let me check what's happening here. Wow. Fantastic. So guys, let me get much of the things here a little bit, 2-3 things. I'm going to be coming to you live, which is one-on-one to manhandle and to know what's really happening, and to my leg a little bit so as I can just get, if it's a flash, I will be told that, oh, Gintu can rush to this kind of the position. But to the real fact of today, keep it tuned, keep it locked. I'm coming back to you live. Guys, welcome back. And I'm back here to the hospital a little bit so as I can just have much of the changement east, west and south here. A little bit I've got much of the problem that's ongoing and being encountered here a little bit because I've been told that my knee is having some of the blood clotting that has already clotted onto, and it's now swelling a little bit there. So it seems that I've been told that I have to make sure that much of the things that are going to be coming back is getting the ice cubes, something like that one here. So they can just have this kind of the things to get very fantastic. It's raining, and you can just check onto this kind of the position. So raining still up to date, and I think it's a rainy season here. We have to understand the nature. It's always occurring, and I've got and I've seen Lady J is about to the town here, and I saw much of the phone calls east, west, and south here, thinking about I'm gonna be fearing to get out of the town. Guys, the fact is I don't have that kind of the silliest moments. Talk about, oh, I'm in the hospital. Whoever want to approach me and get me out to the hospital, you can just come and approach me to the hospital. That's not the condition that I'm going to be talking about. Oh, this comes, the people are this way, this way, this way. There's no much of the moment of hesitation. But the fact has to be retained as a fact. As one of the modes to get forward is to make sure that we are non-fearful. And much of the people, they thought about, oh, Gintu now can just get out from Nyabwase here. I will never get out from Nyabwase. The fact is I'll ever be here. And when I was coming, I found Lady J is just onto his own construction site here because he has already poured the scrap, the slabbing area, and I think it's now drying up. And this kind of the rainy season is a very fantastic rain season to match over the construction that are ongoing right now because weathering, it will be just a problem. But this kind of the rain, it's so fantastic. So it's going to be raining so much. It's a rainy season here, and it's raining cats and dogs, and you can just understand that kind of the fact. That's the real fact. But the awesome thing is much of the people think about Gintu going to be fearing east, west and south here. So today I've just approached to the town so that I can just meet with him one-on-one, so that I can just know whatever they just need from me, and I could know. Because if they just want to accuse me, they have to accuse me knowing that these are the accusations that maybe they're putting forward, or these are the things that they're going to be talking about. But the fact is, I'll never be insinuated and getting that kind of the stupid progressive of somebody talking about, oh, we're going to be attacking Gintu in this kind of the different mood here. But I'm going to not have such kind of the condition here. And as the fact is, I've seen is just talking about going to be calling this kind of the people, they are goons. And right now, guys, you know, and we understand this kind of the things, how they always go. It's a way that whenever you think about you are too much in terms of you know how to lure people with money, there are people who know more extra. And there are so many ways of making sure that the same people are trusting, they are going to be trusting me too. And that's the real fact. So right now, I'm going to be calling, I'm not going out of Nyabwase. What people think about, oh, Gintu, police are behind you. There's nothing like that going to be happening to me. The fact is, I'm still even so punctual whenever I'm just looking at the side here, talking about is just, I'm saying how he's just making sure that he's just talking to much of the people here, but he's fearful. And whenever I'm always approaching, because yesterday when I came to town so that I can just eat my street food, I always come to eat the street food with much of red pepper, you understand it. So when I approached here and I got much of the people are just surrounding him, he always park where I always park much of my vehicle. And whenever he saw me, he just ran away to the car and flew away. But the fact is, I'm going to be meeting him one-on-one because that's the fact that I was ever promising. And whenever I'm going to be meeting him one-on-one, he's going to be telling me much of the fact, because when he's ever talking about, oh, this kind of the goons going to be coming, he's ever talking about, no, I'm going to be going to, I'm going just to make sure that I'm deleting Gintu. I'm just even the father going to be coming talk about going to be shooting Gintu. That's the fact that I'm always talking about. But when I met with them one-on-one, they're always thinking about they're going to direct to themselves. That's the fact that this kind of the people think about everything is them. But the fact is, Nyabwase belongs to no one. That's the real fact, and we have to make sure that everything is antagonized properly. As fact is, here I am, it's just a hospital, very near to the construction. The construction is that there, and making sure that is continuing with the his own construction. Even you can just see much of the people are just standing at the bypass there. You can just check, there are people who are just there, and it's just looking at me, whatever I'm just doing. That's the fact, because they should know that people are just fearful outside here, and already have made sure that everything is put in consideration as fact of making sure that there's no much of the hesitation. Right now, you're going to be talking about, oh, this kind of people are going to be coming. I don't have much of the task kind of the, today I'm ever having my own security, very punctual, and right now I'm just alone, but you can understand what I'm always talking about. That's the real fact. And when I come to the conclusion is to talk about back to the hospital a little bit here to make sure that I'm getting much of the medical attention here from this kind of the hospital, which is always it's very punctual whenever you are just arriving in terms of can call them the first injuries, we can call them casualties at the first time. So whenever it's very responsible for this kind of the first treatments here. So when I approached here, I wanted to make sure that the treatment is there, because I wanted to ask even Lady J that why could they just make this kind of the impossible to me, and making sure that they're gonna be breaking my leg. That's the fact that is always available. And right now, whenever I'm walking a little bit, I'm having some problem to make sure even hinging. You understand the legs have some of the hinges here. So whenever the hinges are not working properly, and how do we call it? We call it bone marrow. Bone marrow is not working because it's the lubricant that's always lubricating the leg, and right now it's not working properly. So my leg is now looking like I have to pull it up and bring it down, because it's now becoming very hard. That's the fact. And right now they're talking about, oh, we're gonna be coming back for Gintu. That's the stupidity of the highest order. And I'm gonna be talking about this kind of the fact that I'm not insulated with this kind of the little problems that are always going on here. So I have much of one of the nurses here, so I can just come and have a little bit of a talk here, a little bit, because I was the one who was making sure they're gonna be taking much of the things here. Hey, huyo nani hapa kuja? So so you can just know what is really happening and how things are just running. I've met with you here one-on-one. How are you? I'm good. Everything's good? It's good. How are you going to? I'm very fine. How are you doing? And you are the one who is more front of me. And are you now hosting me, or I'm the one hosting you? How is everything? Everything's just okay. Everything is working good? Kabisa. So what's your name? My name is Nas Eva. Why not Robbie? Okay, my name is Evelyn Robbie. Yeah, that's I'm what I was. I'm a nurse by profession. So, Eva is coming from where? Nurse Eva. Yeah. So that's how you call yourself here. So guys, I've just approached here so I can just have much of 2-3 treatments here and there. And I've got her. She's one of the ladies who are performing much of the cultural teas here. So everything's good here? Everything is just okay. So when I approach there, much of the people talk about, oh, Gintu, can she tell us what have you found? What have you found onto my leg? Onto your? My leg. Your leg. What's the problem with my injury? Oh, she has he has some blood clot, which I've already explained to him how to get rid of it. Oh, exactly. Yeah. So you have talked about the ice cube and this and this. Yeah. And that's the real fact. That's the fact, exactly. So guys, much of the comment section were coming to Gintu and talking about, oh, Gintu, you have to do this and this. It's the same way that I've just got here, but I was doing it. But the real sense is it's now healing a little bit, because it was a scenario. So don't worry about it. What happened? What happened? You understand? Yeah, I'm getting it. But the real fact of the time is you talked about you have a YouTube channel? Yo, I have a YouTube channel. How did you come out so as you can just, because there's a time I told you earlier time. But there's that time that I was working with you. Yeah. That time that you are doing charity work. I was the nurse who was giving health education to those small girls. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies. I understand. Yeah. So Gintu advised me to open a YouTube channel, which I started yesterday. Some 2 days ago? Some 2 days ago. Exactly. And it's doing good. It's doing amazing. It's doing good. I had to have posted a 0-1. You have one video which is a 3 minutes. It's doing good, eh? But I'm trying. Guys, she has posted one shot which has got 600 there. She's talking about it's going good, but that's a good morale. That's a good morale. I don't want to demoralize you right now because it's your first time. I understand. So right now, what's your name now? You calling yourself?
Okay, my name goes by Atnas Eva. Atnas Eva. All.
Do you have it here?
Yes.
Where is it? So
Atnas Eva.
Atnas Eva. And your specific work that you are doing here mostly.
Okay, I'm a village nurse. Okay, while
that's the name I saw. Yeah, that's the name I saw.
No,
that's the name I saw. So what did you see, I've seen here, it's called village nurse. You're calling yourself village nurse at Nurse Eva. That's your name. Exactly. So guys, we're gonna be making sure that we are supporting her a little bit here so as we can just grow a little bit and have much of the things to grow. Oh, yes, sir. Here is the language barrier. You will have to understand the language barrier.
Okay, kindly guys. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's only that I've posted one video, but I'm going to post more videos.
Thank you.
As time goes by.
Exactly.
I go by the name Atnas Eva, or you can search Village Nurse. Village Nurse. I'm doing content related to hospital while I'm at home. Hospitality. While I'm at home, I'm doing just vlogs. Yeah. African girl vlogs.
Exactly. Keep it tuned. Post daily. Thank you. I have another guy here. She's looking pretty.
Again,
oh, she's the sister to OT. OT on trending.
Nairobi.
How are you?
My colleague.
Oh, she's your colleague.
Yeah.
Everything is good in terms of the pharmacy.
Yeah.
You have a channel too?
I want to open.
You want to open?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be coming to make sure that everything is happening here. Okay. So everything is so good, guys, and
but subscribe to my YouTube channel, like, comment, and share. I'm going to drop more videos. Just a matter of time, but I'm going to do more videos.
Motivation here is about the motivation. So that's the real fact. I'm gonna be coming back. So guys, I'm gonna be getting much of a little bit of a walk here in the town, so as I can just have much of the things to go, because always even walking is just a matter of making sure that everything is so fantastic. So I have to make sure that everything is getting to you live, which is one-on-one. So as far as everything is in concern, I saw here David Jr. here, but he's not hung available. I don't know where he has just run to, because I'm ever talking about we have this kind of a scenario. Jomba, I'm coming back, finishing here. Or you want to have a shout out here? You have a shout out? Eh? You want to talk? So let me get to so I can just have a little bit of a chit chat here, so I can just engage myself. And I'm very near to construction. How are you, sir?
I'm okay.
Everything is fantastic?
Yes.
Hey, I have recognized your presence.
All right, thanks.
Everything is okay in town here?
Everything is okay. You can see it's rained so much. Dogs and cats.
Dogs and cats.
Yeah.
This one here.
Yeah.
This one here.
Right.
Madam them dogs.
Madam them.
I understand. Yeah. So guys, this is where I always came and I stood here.
Right.
And you know, whenever I'm here, I'm not, sometimes people can talk about I'm not comfortable.
All
because
right.
you can understand the people who are engaged in this kind of the construction here.
All
we have a little bit of a grudge a little bit here, but doesn't have any kind of an imbroglio. They want to throw me into an imbroglio.
Yes.
You understand me?
Yeah,
you understand my English?
I've heard it.
Oh, you have heard it already.
Yeah, I've heard it.
Exactly. So
being
let me be here. Let me be here so that I can just host you properly.
Being a media person, I always get to know what's happening around here.
Exactly.
So that's how I got to know to intercept that kind of scenario. Yeah.
So how did you hear it?
Well, a friend hinted to me that your uncle, Jomba is in a bit of trouble.
He's a bit of trouble.
Somebody wants to be on his neck.
Exactly. And even not even to the neck. Deletion.
So how is it going now?
Everything is good here, and I've decided to come and make sure that I'm spotting them here so they can just have a talk, one-on-one talk.
All right.
Because the way of now hindering themselves and making sure that they're going to be talking about we have to hide here and wait for him to pass, and then we run like Usain Bolt here and there.
Right.
It's not something that's very awkward. It's awkward.
No, it's awkward.
Exactly.
It's awkward.
So where I'm just here, I saw him here and I wanted to come and have a small talk, which is David Jr., but he's no longer available. He has already rushed.
Maybe because of the rains.
Because of the rains.
Yeah,
he has just rushed.
probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
So as far as everything is concerned, you are a person of media.
Right.
And guys, for the real fact is one of the biggest media guys here, and is the one who is making sure that everything is coming very, very fantastic. So you can introduce yourself here a little bit.
Well, my name is John Gichoron Chama.
Exactly.
I have been in the media since 1978.
1978.
Yeah, when I introduced, when I started broadcasting in Korea language.
Korea language.
In Kisumu Station.
Kisumu Station.
Thereafter, I again started a Korea radio station in Kihancha.
In Kihancha.
Now, after that, I again started Tunza Radio.
Tunza Radio.
Here at Nyabohansi, where we are standing right now.
Here.
Right here. So I'm a media person since 78 to date. I've also worked with the print media, but more days or more years I've spent on radio.
So are you in terms of a bulletin guy, or talk about the people of making sure that people can get information very fast? How are they called? How tangazaji is called?
Broadcasters.
Or presenters? Presenters.
Yeah, radio
so are you
presenters.
a radio presenter? Or are you a radio presenter or a radio broadcasters?
No, I've always specialized in news gathering and dissemination.
News gathering and dissemination.
Exactly. So my specialty is the news, and this is an area that I've specialized in, and even went for further training in Egypt.
Exactly.
Where I obtained a diploma in broadcasting.
Exactly.
So my area is mainly news, but I can branch off to other areas.
Exactly.
Okay.
So my concern is when I have like a problem, you heard that Gintu has a problem and you heard about it. So can I bring those kind of the allegations to you and you can broadcast them live?
Well, we have some measures that prevent us from going live on radio on personal issues. To avoid coming head on with the concern.
Maybe it's a bulletin.
Maybe it's a bulletin. Maybe it's a bulletin.
Yeah.
But ours normally is to prove. If there is enough proof that somebody is sabotaging you, then we have reason to go on radio live with the issue. So we have to dig deep and find out what is the issue about.
Exactly.
Is it somebody who wants to beseech you? Somebody who wants to sabotage you?
Yeah.
Somebody who's jealous of your achievements?
Yeah.
So we have to really study and go deep into this issue and find out the truth behind it.
So my another question is, when you find and do the investigations, like now you can do the investigation and get together, or Gintu maybe is the one who's been thrown into the imbroglio or the pogroms of the day. So what kind of talk about the step are you going to take?
So normally we encourage our team to go to the person concerned and put him to task over the issue. Now ours is to establish whether this is a fallacious thing or it has some truth about it. If there is no truth about it, we dismiss it. We dismiss it.
Yeah.
As if we find there is no proof that you are on the wrong, then we find that there is malice. Well, if there is malice behind the whole thing, we dismiss it and put it on radio with all the facts that we have exposed.
Exactly.
Yes, we expose all the facts.
Yeah.
And then the person is discouraged from going on with false accusations.
False accusation and allegations.
Allegations.
Yeah.
Right.
Now I got the point here. So guys, I'm having one of my uncles here. Is one of the biggest broadcasters here, making sure that he's making, and he's gonna be training me a little bit here, so as whenever I can come one-on-one here, I could have much of the time talk about this, how it's gonna be spotted, this is gonna be broadcasted live. And the fact is, we are having much of the problems here. Even right now, whenever I was passing through here, I found whenever this kind of the boy saw me and was talking about, oh, maybe I'm gonna be calling this kind of the people, because much of the people depend on the goons. I think about the goons can sustain them sustainabilities, because they cannot do it on themselves. They only talk about, oh, this kind of a person have to go maybe further so as I can just report this and this. But the fact is, what is always a concern is you have to report the matter, and all the matters has to be aligned and get an OB and make sure that this kind of the matters are going ahead. That's the little fact that we're going to be having, and making sure that other scenarios can never happen here at the same. So some 2 weeks, talk about 1 week ago, I could not come to stand this kind of the position, because the same position I am here, I see this is the position that talk about the Junior, they're just making some of their own construction and making sure that they were having much of the jealousy upon Ginto and making some of the 2-3 things here. But the fact is, everything is going on good and everything gonna be settled very, very okay. So to the YouTube platform that's in Bahansi here, you understand about them. What can you tell them as the boys who are growing, to make sure that they can ascertain the qualifications of YouTube and also not to have jealousy upon others here?
Well, my piece of advice is that always rely on the true facts.
Exactly.
Make sure everything is factual.
Yeah.
If you are relying on facts, you won't run into trouble, and make an effort. Yeah. Work very hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it pays when you work hard.
Exactly.
And you follow the truth. It always pays. That would be my piece of advice to the youth.
To the youth,
yes,
who are growing and want to have this kind of the good time to cherish and make sure that they are broadcasting much of their things here, so they can just make much of the content very secure and get forward. This is a piece of some of the advice that we have with my uncle here a little bit, and everything gonna be coming to your own position, which is one-on-one. Keep it tuned, keep it locked. Let me come back to this kind of the moment again, and this is just the beginning. Till much of the time is coming and much of the things are coming new and brand new back. This is not yet. Guys, it's still having, the rain is still coming on now and again here a little bit, but I'm having some leisure because I was coming here to get some 2-3 foods here, some foods here and there, but things are not working properly here, but everything is going to be getting forward very fantastic here as I'm getting back to the position, because it has not been so fantastic this kind of the moment, but we have to get it the way it is. I see some gentlemen here. Where Buddha? Mambo kwaje? Everything is good. Akia Mungu.
The rain is just ready.
Wareni. Wakats wa dogs.
Yeah. We are just entering this.
You are entering? Helicopter. Yeah, so everything is getting to its own position, the way everything is just running here. And I'm going to be making sure that we are getting forward, despite the challenges that we're going to be having here and there. But that's how the things are going to be getting. But we have to make sure that we are pinpointing what's to be pinpointed, the one-on-one, which is we're going to be coming to you live. We don't have much of the hesitation here and there. That's the real fact that we have here. And hey, but the rain is coming. Some of the people want to be talking about, okay, to make sure that the pneumonia is going to be getting into. Everything is fantastic. We're going to be making sure that everything is so fantastic. And we're going to be getting to much of the home a little bit here. And because we're raining too much, cats and dogs here. So we're going to be getting home and make sure that I'm coming to you live, which is one-on-one. Exactly. So keep it tuned, keep it locked. Let's get the stages. Nobody. Wow. Let me get home. Where dogo? Yeah, mushio dog. Niaje muda? Muda no hakuya, sai. So I'm gonna be getting home, guys, and make sure that everything is so fantastic as everything is running here. Kaboom. Fantastic. Got them. Fiti. Wagwan, tui. Wagwan. Safi. The town is roaming here, and now it's raining. Now cats and dogs now usually. Back to the G Castle here. Wherever you are coming from, thank you very much for you being tuned. Thank you very much. And God bless you wherever you are. As we come back to the G Castle, it's still raining. And what we are aiming for is the G Castle is already complete. And we are having this kind of a good moment to cherish and say that it's sealed everywhere. Now what we are just looking forward is to make sure that we are completing the up of the G Castle here. As far as everything going to be in concern, as we finish everything at the top here, we're going to be making sure that we are having the better moment here. And this is the water that I was talking about. Oh, we have some water that's yeah, we have this kind of the water, guys. So it's just entering to this kind of a small area, and it's just penetrating through this kind of the segment. Oh, the timbers are falling down. We have this kind of the water that's coming through here, guys. And I was ever talking about it that there's no leakage here. Even whenever you check onto the wall here, there's no much of the leakage. It's only here that this water is just channeling and going back to this kind of the position. So right now the house is sealed completely, as the water now is penetrating from every position to assemble itself at the far end of the gutter there. That's the fantastic moment I'm ever looking forward to. So as it's gonna be raining here, guys, I don't fear much of the rain here. That's the real fact. As the good thing is what we are needing is to get forward, and you know much of the things how they're just going on. It means that we are looking forward to have a good point for us to grow very fantastic and make sure that the G Castle is secure. So today there's no one who has turned to the work because of the Sunday edition, and I really appreciate much of the moment, because even the top masons that we're going to be having here, they're going to be coming back on tomorrow, which is on Monday, to continue with much of the works here, and it's going to be so fantastic. So whenever I just come here, whenever it's training, I feel so califragistically good, because I feel like I'm well-being now to have this kind of the moment going forward, and the G Castle now is going very fantastic. Whenever I started this kind of the G Castle, it was a so small thing here, as much of the people are thinking about, oh, Ginto gonna be coming out with a small thing, small cube here, and I can never come with some such kind of a small cubes here. The fact is that we should go forward and make sure that we are doing something very fantastic. That's the best moment I was ever looking for. As far as everything is in concern, we are having much of the water that's driven from all sections of the G Castle here to be driven to its own original points, and making sure that the G Castle is not raining inside. That's the best moment. Look at this kind of the side, guys. So this kind of the water, whenever you're going to be penetrating, it's going to be coming to this kind of the walling here. It can never penetrate in. So even the iron sheet here, it's very dry. You can check it here. So that's the best moment that we are looking for. It's not like talking about, oh, it's going to be having a leakage here and there. So the only thing is, the best thing again is this kind of the, talk about the tiles here. They're going to be washable. So whenever you're going to be passing here with much of the small dried cotton, you can just make sure that the area is so dry, and you can just wash this kind of the tiles very fantastic. This is the best moment that we've ever been looking for. And whenever we are just ongoing with our own points here, talking about this is the movement that we need. And we're going to be getting forward with it. As far as everything is concerned, guys, I've already democratized with much of the tiling here. I've already bought the tiles. And tomorrow, it's on Monday, and we're going to be coming back to the G Castle under the construction. Because much of the people are looking for that kind of the best moment for them even to construct. They can talk about, oh, why is Ginto getting much of the money here? It's the support always, and making sure that we trust each other. That's the best moment I can ever talk about. As far as everything is concerned, much of the people are going to be in concern that, oh, Ginto, get out of the rain here a little bit here. I like whenever I see much of the progress going on. The rain is, we can just sort out the rain. That's not having much of the problem to me. As far as everything everything is in concern. Let me check to the far end and the moment so that I can just know what's really happening. Oh, the water is still coming out there, but I'm going to be sealing it very properly. I'm just having some crazy moment to have some tiling here, to have some windows being fixed here. But at the same time, whenever I'm going to be finishing this kind of the things here, I'm going to be digging that hole and making sure that that kind of the water going to be harvested there. So the fact is this kind of the waters that are dropping from there, we talk about the deck here. We have a hole there that we're going to be having a pipe that's going to be bringing this kind of the aquarium or a small maintained pond that we're going to be dropping much of the water there. So as I just check even onto this kind of the area, we don't have any kind of the water spots that are still coming in here. So it's a dry area, and I think now the G Castle is sorted out very completely, and that is the best moment here. But my road, it's having some maraudement here because we're going to be fixing it very properly because we don't have to people to fall down here, and it's becoming much of the erosion, but we're going to be fixing that kind of an error. But that is the nature. We have to understand the nature. As I just check much of the fish ponds here, they're working properly here, and as far as everything is concerned, water is making sense here. Water is getting in like a safari rally. That's the best moment, and it's now approaching the halfment of this kind of the talk about the fish pond here, because we are out of time a little bit. So make sure that the fish are getting in with an immediate effect, because the rain is too much. That's the best moment that I was ever looking for, to make sure that we are investing and harvesting much of water that we can just use at any moment that we need. Because when we can just put there some of the fish, if we could be collecting each and every spot of water here, and I think we're going to be collecting it whenever the G Castle is over. Look at this kind of the area here. We have so much water that's coming from the top side there, that's just approaching this kind of the section here. If we could have the direction, and we're going to be getting that kind of the direction, to have this kind of water connected to the same fish pond there, it's going to be fantastic, because the fish pond is in the area and the water is coming from the upper section. So I think we can just monitor there a little bit things here and make sure that that kind of water is fixed onto the fish ponds here, so they can just control everything. So right now, everything is going on good, and I appreciate much of the moment that we ever took, so they can just support Gintu and make it happen. It has not been so easy for us to reach the kind of the brim, but we are making it. We are trying to emphasize and trying to make it come out, come out, come out, come out. Today I went to Nyabuansa a little bit so they can just have some cherishment here, so they can just have a new area. Not every day that, oh, you're going to be coming from the G Castle here. But every moment is, I always make sure that I'm just traveling from one place to another so I can just visit. Today I've come from the hospital a little bit because this kind of the area, I can just remember this kind of the area. It was the one that was having much of the miscellaneous. This is where much of the people attacked me, and they just pulled me down at that kind of the area. And I was running, and they pulled me down because somebody can just put some leg this way, and you can just hit the leg and fall down like a tree which is cut already. And that's how I fall down. But God is good. I had to wake up and run like a safari rally. That's the fact. So I had to make sure that I'm treating myself to make sure that the leg is lagging a little bit and everything gonna be going on very fantastic. That's the best moment I'm ever looking for. And the real fact is to make sure that everything is in concern. Much of the people are ever getting and talking about Gintu A, Gintu B, Gintu C. Those are just the postcoms and the oscoms of the day. Gintu has to continue, and we have to get forward the way we have enslammed ourselves that this is the point we have to get forward. So whenever you're just watching, guys, thank you very much for you watching. The Gintu, the generation is growing, and much of the people are growing from Gintu. I see much of the boys here. Go support Fundi Duke. He's ever doing much of the works here and supporting the G Castle to grow, because we want the security pattern to have its own moment, because that is the best moment that I've ever been looking for, to have the G Castle security protected. That's the best moment we're ever looking for. Other things is to make sure that we're going to be bounding ourselves and continue to have much of the vibe and supporting each other. Guys, I like about whatever you're just, whenever I propose one of the person that support this kind of the person, you ever democratize there. Getting there like a safari rally, and we always support and talk about, oh, Gintu, we have to get forward with this kind of the person. That's the best moment that we are. So keep supporting much of the people so they can just go. We don't have that kind of the jealousy, that all this kind of the person has this kind of the things, have this kind of the peer, all because of this kind of the group. We don't have that kind of the group, so they can just continue and vlog very fantastic. That's what much of the people are lacking. And when that kind of the people are lacking such kind of the moment, it's becoming so hectic and so notorious. That's the best moment of ever not looking for, by the way. And the good thing is that whenever you grow together, we make it happen. So right now, guys, I'm changing my hands here. But I think I'm going to be buying a stand with its own umbrella, so as I can just be protected whenever I'm coming out with this kind of the content. Because sometimes coming with the content is something which is harshy sometimes. And much of the people are going to be talking, oh, A, B, C, D. But the fact is we should conclude with our own things that we ever do and make them do and get forward. That's the best thing that we're ever looking forward up to. So whenever you're supporting Gintu, know that you're supporting very many people to acknowledge and get the same points that we're getting forward to. So right now you're going to be getting so much rain, but you're going to be getting to the real point of making sure that you're supporting and keep it tuned, keep it locked. Much support, much kudos, much respect. This is the venue, Gintu again, the real G. Support, make it happen, because this is the moment. Best family, best people, wherever you are coming from, thank you very much for you being tuned. And we are starting this kind of the video coming out. It has been raining cats and dogs, east, west, south, and no much of the hesitation much we're talking about. Thank you very much for the rain. Thank you for rain. Thank you for mine. Thank you for so much time we got. Woo, woo. Thank you for rain. Thank you for rain again. Gintu A, woo, woo. Gintu B, exactly. As we're going to be checking into this kind of the area, we are having much of water getting in and making sure that the fish pond is increasing. That is the best moment that we are looking forward up to make sure that everything is adding up here, guys. And to the real fact of the time here, we have much of the things to entail and make sure that we're going to be getting onto the spot right now here. And yeah.